a lot of people reach out to me and tell me I can play more than you. You want to compete? When you compete, bring your house, put your certificate at stake, or bring your house and put it. Anybody that wins should carry this house. Anybody that wins should carry this.
Are you threatening the drummers? So guys, we have an amazing drummer, a very exceptional drummer with us today, the president of Marcus Hassan. It's good to have you on the channel, sir. Please just say something.
Hi guys, so I'm so excited to be here. I'm delighted to be with you guys, and we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be an exciting session, and I'm glad to do this with my brother Tochi. Yeah, thank you for having me, bro.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to have you here, and we're just going to be asking Marcus some questions today. We're going to be finding out some things, very briefly about his career. He's going to be giving us some very helpful advice and tips that are going to help us become very good drummers today. So I'll get right into the questions now.
Okay.
So the first question I'm going to be asking you, sir, what is your full name? Just let us know your full name, sir.
Okay, so my full name is Marcus Hassan. Marcus Hassan. So yeah, that's it, Marcus Hassan.
Yeah, everybody already knows your full name. So the next question I'm going to be asking you, how did this whole journey of drumming begin for you? How did you start drumming? So just give us a brief story.
Well, like most children or child at home, I started breaking the plates and pots in the house, when I was small, and I think it's just something very enticing for children to move their body. We were very energetic when we were small, so I think drum is the first instrument that every child that captures every child's attention, because you have your whole body moving, and then so I think it's just something that I found interesting while I was a child, and then I saw an opportunity to learn, not directly. So I had a cousin brother of mine wanted to learn, and I just followed him one day to the church, and funny enough, he was being taught what he was being taught, but he couldn't get it, and I just walked up to the drum and I played what the teacher was teaching, and that was it. So that was my first time of getting to play the drum, and I was like, this is actually fun, it's not hard, so why not? So that was the first time, and it's just continued from there, and
wow.
It has been a rough journey so far, it wasn't smooth all the way, but then from there, the passion just kept growing up, and listening to great musicians, and just knowing what I wanted to sound like in my head, having a sound in my head and trying to produce the sound out there, trying to make the sound a reality. It's what has been helping me out all the while. And yeah, like I stated earlier, listening to watching videos, and just listening to great artists, great musicians.
Okay, I wanted to add a question to this one you just answered.
Okay.
What would you say was your source of inspiration? What inspired you to becoming a drummer?
Well, I would say I grew up in a family of music lovers. So my siblings were each and every one of them was once in the choir, once part of a music band. So I think it flows in the blood, So I just found it wasn't easy. It wasn't hard to just flow into just get into the flow, So yeah, and each and every one of them was actually in a very good band doing good music. So I think that getting to hear good music was actually the drive for me, Yeah.
Wow, really, really nice to hear a source of inspiration. Okay, so the next question I want to ask you, this is like a 2-in-1 question. How has your life's schedule and everything changed from blowing up on the internet? Because to me, I can see you're like the most popular drummer we have here in Nigeria. So how has your life's schedule changed, and how has treatment towards you, like, has it been, being someone popular? How has people's reception towards you been, and how are you coping with it?
Well, I would say it's been a lot. To whom much is given, much is expected, and
of course,
I would say the whole popularity and everything that comes with it comes with a lot of responsibility. It comes with a lot of responsibility. The fact that, okay, now, unlike when you weren't that popular, you could just do certain things. Now you have a lot of schedule lined up. You have so many people are reaching out to you for recordings. So many people are reaching out to you for events that they would want you to be part of. So, and because you want to keep going, you want to keep this fire burning. And with the consciousness that to whom what much is given, much is expected, you have to put in more. You will have to put in more, and also definitely, the fact that the more you keep going, the more exposed you get. And then the good thing about this industry is it gets you exposed. I mean, you get exposed. The more you travel, the more you move, the more you get to meet people. And meeting people is actually one very good thing I love to do. I love to meet people. I love to meet people and just meet amazing musicians. There are amazing musicians around the world. So because of what has been given to me, the responsibility that has been given to me by God, accompanied with the much followership and all of that, I have been busier than I used to be. I've been like, I was supposed to be at the studio today recording about 4 songs. For some reasons I couldn't do that. So more people, you meet more people want to do things with you, and then you have so many fans reaching out to you, and you also want to keep up with that. You want to get back to these fans. You want to reply to every one of them, but now you can't. And then you have your family to attend to, and you have your relationship to tend to as well. So it's quite a lot. You have the church, you have songs to score in church and all of that. So it's been a lot, but God has been helping, and I understand that like I said earlier, to whom much is given, much is expected. So it's been an amazing journey so far, I would say.
Wow, thank you so much for that answer. And guys, I can totally relate to what he's saying, because this one is a very busy man. Trust me, this one is a very busy man. It took a very long time for us to get this interview done. And so most times when you don't get responses from some of these guys you look up to, understand that they are busy. They have lots of things going on in their life. So the next question I'm going to be asking you, Sir Marcus, what is your favorite rudiment when you play? What rudiment do you like to use a lot?
Okay, so I use the C-stroke roll. And that's like my favorite rudiment. I enjoy using the C-stroke roll because I have found something about it. It's a mystery that has been revealed to me.
Of course, lots of us like the 6-stroke roll.
I love the 6-stroke roll. It's an amazing rudiment. And I think the more I just delve into it, the more discovery.
The more you discover.
Yes.
What genre or what style do you enjoy playing the most? When you play, which style do you enjoy playing the most?
Well, it used to be funk, but lately I would say I enjoy playing the Afro. I enjoy playing CCM. But if I'm going to rank them, Afro will come first, CCM will come second, then will be funk, every other style comes after those 3.
Wow, that's nice. Similar arrangement with mine in my head also. Okay, I didn't include these questions in the plan actually, but this particular question I want to ask you. So how do you guys at CCI, your church, because
Okay.
you guys have inspired lots and lots of musicians across the world, and I really celebrate you guys for this. My
Thank you.
question here is, how do you guys put these ideas together? How do you come? How do you, rehearse and get, countless syncopations in Sunday to Sunday service? How do you put these stuffs together?
Uh, yeah. So I think one thing that is very very important in the team is the team spirit. The bond
Of course.
between every member of the team. So, and I think that's one thing we have in Celebration Church. And I know there are a lot of other groups, music groups that have that
Yeah.
as well. So I think we have in CCI, every member of the band has the liberty to contribute to the music. Every member of the band has the liberty to contribute to the music, and
That's nice.
gives everybody an open mind. That makes the music even more interesting, because you have everybody contributing a piece, and then when you put all of these pieces together, it becomes a masterpiece. First thing first, you have an amazing music director that believes in what we do. You know, she believes she can mix anything and will come up with something, will come up with an arrangement, and that has pushed us somehow. That has pushed us to, when you're faced with a challenge to arrange a set that looks impossible, and then you're able to pull that, you're able to pull through. You've overcome a hurdle, like you've just like you've jumped a hurdle. Next time it won't be as difficult as that, and then you keep going, keep going, you get to the next level. So that's you. More like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. So our music director has really pushed us out of our comfort zone, and what you see today is the result of consistent push from her. And like I said, we really commend her. I commend her every day for what she has done, because that way it has opened us to the possibilities in the music world. It has opened up to the possibility to mix different genres, to come up with different arrangements, and everybody is able to contribute without the fear of these guys are going to laugh at me for bringing this up. And
very important.
So everybody is contributing their own piece to the music, and that makes it even more beautiful.
Wow, thank you so much. So guys, you have the answer to this question if you've been wondering. And I want everybody that is watching this video, please just in the comment section there, celebrate Marcus Hassan and his team and the music director of this church. And I would love it if you guys in your various churches incorporate this, the spirit of teamwork. This is how to be successful, how to build a very good band. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna add to this. I'm just gonna add to this. So like I said earlier, there's a bond. There's a bond. So the bond. In fact, someone visited my church last week, and he saw how I and my sound engineer were relating. How we were joking about a lot of things, and he was like, "Man, he loved what he's saying," And I was telling him that this is one of the secret of the excellence you see out there, because it's going to. There's no way to walk when there's no bond between the musicians, the singers, the sound engineer, the sound guys, and that's one thing that has helped us, because that bond is always there. It's always there. So the sound engineer is looking out for the set on Sunday. So he's going to set his sound to, to based on the set we're doing. So that's very, very important. And when you're talking about a very good performance, you can't rule the sound engineer out, because
of course
it starts from the sound. It sounds from the sound. Once you get the sound right, then every other thing follows. You're then inspired to even do more. You're motivated. The sound is a motivating factor for you. So so there's a bond between every member of the band, the music team, the sound team, and all of that. So that's very, very important. Very, very important. It can't be overemphasized.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. So drummers, please pay attention, build a bond among yourselves, the team member, your sound engineers, kill unnecessary, beef. If the heart is not right, delivery can definitely not be good. So let everybody have that team spirit. The next question I want to ask you, this is what majority of the people that asked questions asked. So I want you to just tell us, is there any secret? Like, is there a secret you can share with us to building the speed that you have with your hands and your foot?
Well, like I usually say, I don't consider myself the one. I don't consider myself as a very fast drummer, but I know I keep growing, But one thing,
please, you're fast.
When I hear some fast drummers, I'm like, what is this? Does this person have a spring in their hand? So, but one thing I know for sure that has worked for me is, you have to. So, it all comes down to the muscle. The more you push your muscle, the more flexible it becomes. So I have played in plenty places. I've played in prophetic churches, where you play for hours constantly without stopping, and I think that has a positive effect on what you see today, because I remember when they will be playing what was this song, anointing flowing my life, cover my head to do, and there will be laying hands on people, and you play for hours non-stop, play for hours, and your wrist will burn, you still keep playing, honestly, if you ask me, I would say that has, in fact, the major effect on my speed, and then the fact that I am intentional about, a lot of times I'm intentional about the kind of things I play, because I know it has a way of pushing the opening up your muscles, to a new level of speed. So I do a lot of fields that requires me to strain my left hand, playing a lot of singles, 16 notes with my left hand, and that will definitely have a positive effect on your growth, So you can be intentional about your growth, practice with the metronome. You can't emphasize the importance of practicing, the 10,000 hours principles is still very much valid, what's his name, Malcolm Gladwell says, if you can, whatever you give 10,000 hours to, you're going to be among a few percent of people. I don't know if it's 1% or 10% of people that do it best in the world. So
I think it's 1%.
So that 1%, you're among the 1%. And I think the breakdown is about 4 hours every day for, is it 3 years or how many years? But then it's very, very important. You don't have to, if you can't give, you don't have to be among the, that's the funny, you don't have to be among the 1%. If you're among the 10%, you are good. So if you can give, give, even if it's 1 hour every day, you're going to see growth. You get. So you have to be intentional, build up a practice routine, say, okay, I'm going to practice the doubles for 20 minutes. I'm going to practice the paradiddle for 15 minutes. I'm going to practice starting the paradiddle from my left hand. I'm going to do more. I'm going to do 16 notes with my left hand, do 16 notes with my right hand. Just be intentional, and then keep increasing the pace of the metronome, increase the tempo from time to time, So that's very, very important. You're going to see growth, These are natural principles that work, whether you are a Christian or not. So it's very, very important to be intentional, be deliberate about your growth. So that's all I have to say concerning that.
Thank you so much for what you just shared. Drummers, if you are paying attention, he just gave a lot of very helpful tips. Don't joke with what you just heard. Put these things to work and you'll see some very serious growth with your play. Okay, so the next question I'm going to be asking you, sir, is what is your practice routine like? Like, what do you practice when you get on the drums or your practice pad? Okay, So this question is a very, very serious question, and I feel like it's common among drummers, and I want you to, give an advice out there. How do you deal with unhealthy competition with other drummers or other musicians? This is something that hampers the growth of musicians, and I want you to speak. How do you deal with it? How do you cope with something like this?
Okay, so first thing first, you have to understand that you don't have to compete. I mean, if you don't have to compete, what I mean by you don't have to compete, I mean you don't have to compete with anybody. If there's anybody you need to compete with, is yourself, because competition has a way of limiting your growth. Let's take for instance, if your goal was to be among the, let's say, the 1% of the best drummers in the world, and then you meet a drummer that has Abuja, he wants to be the best drummer in Abuja, that's his own goal in life, and then the person decides to compete with you, and you also decide to join the competition. Do you know you're going to neglect your initial dream to now start competing with this person? You want to be the best drummer in Abuja. You want to beat this person. So that's to me that alone should be a reason why you shouldn't compete. If you have a vision that's, if your vision is actually aiming high, then there's no point competing with anybody. You just evaluate yourself. Evaluate yourself. Check, where was I a few years ago? Where am I now? Am I anywhere close to where I have always wanted to be? Am I there yet? So that's a very good thing to do. And in fact, if anybody wants to compete with you, I mean, there's no need to. Instead, when you have the opportunity, speak well about the person. Pray for the person. Let the person do well. Speak well about the person. And I think this is not just about drumming, it's about life generally. I've had people who wanted to compete with me at different stages of my drumming, but I refused to. It didn't mean I was not able or capable of competing. I think this is something I've seen with the younger generation of drummers. They want to compare at every little opportunity they have. They want to first thing first. You have to understand that these people you are comparing they are different people. Different people, different assignments. You compare someone who plays in church and somebody who plays Afro music generally. He plays outside church. Or you compare somebody who plays jazz music with somebody who plays in church. You compare a drummer who does solo drumming only with a drummer who plays in church, who has to play with a band, who has to sing with a band. It doesn't make any sense.
Two different worlds.
Two different worlds, two different assignments. So why are you comparing? It makes absolutely no sense. And I see a lot of things on social media. I just laugh. I'm like, what's wrong with these people? When people start comparing, that's when you need to leave. That's not when you need to start contributing your own comparison to everything. And the people you are even comparing, they are friends, and they just have fun when they meet.
That's the funny thing. Yes,
that's the funny thing. The people you are comparing, the people you compare, they shared. The shedding is not even a competition. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Shedding is
exchange of ideas.
Exchange of ideas. If I'm shedding with you, play 16 notes, I play 16 note fills. If you move to 16 note triplet, I move with you. If you are playing a 4/4 time and then you play Afro, I play something that relates to what you're playing. That's shedding. We're complementing each other. It's not a competition. It's not I'm better. This is the winner of the shed. No, that's not the idea. That's not the purpose. And but a lot of people miss that, and I don't know. It's quite unfortunate. There are a lot of drummers out there just want to compare. You just want to compete. You can't imagine. You can't even. It's funny if I tell you this one. A lot of people reach out to me and tell me I can play more than you. Can you imagine?
Are you serious?
So people don't. I'm like, I'm telling you. Someone will reach out and say, "Do you know I can play better than you?"
I've heard
like,
that
yes,
too.
sir.
I've heard
You
that.
can.
Of course, now you need to drag anything. You don't need to.
I mean, I'm not competing with you, so what's the problem? What's the problem? So, and I think every young drummer out there should shun competition because
Yes.
it makes absolutely no sense.
I'm totally in support
I
of
thought
this.
you want to compete. If I thought you want to compete, say, that's because you are finished. You want to compete. When you compete, bring your house, put your certificate at stake, or bring your house and put it. Anybody that wins should carry this house. Anybody that wins should carry this.
Are you threatening the drummers?
Since you want to be foolish, let's people be foolish now. So it doesn't make any sense. Just focus on yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing I've always done. I've always made videos of myself. Even before I started posting on social media, I always made videos of myself. Watch, evaluate, you know, appraisal. You appraise yourself, you check. What did I do wrong? Because I have a sound in my head. I know what I want to sound like. So if I'm not there yet, I know I don't need anybody to tell me. I don't need anybody to tell me. That's why a lot of times I don't appreciate criticism. I know, as much as sometimes I welcome criticism from people who mean me well. Sometimes I don't, because I know what I want to sound in my head. So if I'm not there, I know it. I know once I watch myself play, if I watch my video, I know what I need to work on. Maybe when I get there, you cannot contribute your own this thing. But you see people who have never meant you well before. You've never made any good comment on your video. Once you drop a video, they want to criticize it.
I'm telling you.
You know, look, and it's not even constructive criticism. They just want to bring in their negativity to it. So it's quite crazy. It's unfortunate. Those are the people that they were born to compete. Those ones.
I'm telling you.
Have been destined.
Wow. So Marcus, I'm very, very grateful. I love to see when guys like you that are up there speak on topics like this, because drummers need to hear this, particularly the new generation of drummers. We need to learn this. Everybody needs to know this. Competition does not help. It doesn't help. So I'm grateful you're saying all of this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As regards to something you said, I want to just add a little bit to it. I do this also. When you make videos of yourself, try as much as possible to just sit, watch yourself, evaluate yourself. Yes, I do this a lot. So when I heard you say it, I was like, wow, we can relate on this. I watch myself a lot. Find what you are doing wrongly and fix it. You don't necessarily need one teacher to come and watch and observe everything. Thank you so much. Okay, so my next question for you is, how do you deal with stage fright? I know you've performed. I've seen you perform in places where you have lots of people, like a very large crowd. How do you deal with the stage fright that comes with it?
I think for me, at my early stages, I had stage fright, a lot of that. I had so much stage fright, but I think along the line that was eradicated. I don't know how, but I could tell for a fact that exposure would actually take that away.
That's very true.
The more you do what you do, it becomes something that you can do, and when you're prepared, it's when you're really prepared, it helps a lot. It helps to build your confidence, and then confidence is what takes out stage fright. I try as much as possible to do my homework, get myself ready, and then with more exposure, it's just gonna disappear. Now I don't think there's any stage you give me to clean up. I would be frightened or by the crowd or anything. So I think that's very, very important. You have to make sure you score the arrangements. Once you get that out of the way, and then you don't try out new stuff on stage. That's, I think, is very, very important. Stick to what you already know. Stick to what you can freely express, and I think that's very, very important. And like I said earlier, get yourself well prepared, and I think with time, the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the more or the less the stage fright until it's completely gone.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing that. So drummers, apply this to your, when you have performances or your Sunday services, try as much as possible to gain mastery over everything. When you know better, you execute better. So sir, the next question I want to ask you, on days you don't feel like practicing, I believe we drummers, we experience this. Days you don't feel like practicing, what do you do? Like, what do you do to either get yourself in the mood to practice?
There are days you wouldn't feel like practicing. So I think don't force yourself to.
Yes.
Music is something you love. You can just plug in some headphones or earplugs and listen to music. Go chill out. You don't have to practice it all the time. You don't have to. When you don't feel like, you just know that your body needs to break. So chill out, go chill out, have fun, come back, and try again. That's what I would do.
Wow.
That's what I would do.
Thank you so much. Okay, so my next question is something that is very, very important. I feel like I want people like you to talk on things like this. I believe your drumming is commercialized. That is, you make money out of your drumming. And one thing I'll always say is I think Nigerian drummers or drummers in general, we don't really make so much financially. So what advice do you have for drummers out there that want to make money out of this gift or that just want to be financially free? What advice do you have for them?
So I would say try as much as possible to add as much value as you can add to yourself. So people actually pay for value.
Exactly.
That's it. You'll be surprised that the same gig you're taking 10,000 naira for, someone else is taking 150k for.
Of course.
In the same environment as you.
Yes.
So value. When people know they are going to get value, they're going to pay for it. They're going to pay for it. So practice as much as you can. Master your craft. If you know what you can offer, you can offer a lot, then increase your price.
Yes.
Especially if you're playing on the recording. If you're playing on the recording, you want to charge per track. You don't have to do what everybody is doing.
Of course.
At first, people might not want to, but with time, because they know what you can offer, they know that they are not. Once people know what you're offering, they can't get it elsewhere. They'll come back.
Of course.
That's it.
That's true.
They'll come back.
That's true.
For it. So if you decide to charge 30,000 there or 50k per track in a recording, they will still do it.
They will.
I've been in situations where I said, this is what I'm going to charge, and the person said no, they can't do it, and they came back. I said no, well, if you are not going to work with that, no problem.
Yeah.
Because I know I have bills to pay.
Yes. Yes.
And so while I'm doing that, I'm not also sleeping. I'm learning every day. I keep learning to add to my craft. I keep learning every day. I keep trying to buy more gadgets. To add. So because if I'm appearing to your recording, first thing first, I'm not coming alone. I'm going to come with my stuff.
Gadgets, yes.
So if you can invest, it doesn't necessarily have to be in drumming. If you can invest in other things, invest.
Yes.
And when you start getting returns from your investment, buy gadgets. Invest in gadgets. I know, especially in this part of the world, buying gadgets it's so much because you have to deal with the exchange rate but you can buy them little by little. You will buy them. If you can buy them little by little, buy. When you are coming to someone's recording, the person knows he doesn't have to rent cymbals because the cymbals that the church is going to use are not good. It's going to pay you more.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, because he wants you to come with your cymbals. If they know that the snare drum is not good and they know you're going to come with a snare drum, they will call you first. You get? So invest in your craft.
Wow.
Invest in your craft as much as you can. Add more value to yourself. People will pay for value. People will pay for value. There have been recordings I've played. Some songs where they are paying people half the amount. They pay me like 2,000. They are paying them because they know, okay, by the time they record, if I share the post, more people are going to see it.
Yeah, that's value.
Yeah. that's value. And I can even request more because I know what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah.
So you have to ask yourself, what are you bringing to the table? Can any other person bring this to the table? You know, and then you have to work on, like I said earlier, keep adding value to yourself, keep growing. That's very, very important.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing this tip. One thing I'm happy about is in this series, I've asked different top drummers this question, and they all give different answers, linked together but quite different. So everybody watching this video, you have as much tools in your hands. Marcus said, get value. People will pay for value. You can't be like every other drummer on the street and expect more. You can't request for more pay. No, that's not going to happen. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, sir. What is the one thing you see upcoming drummers do that you want them to correct? Like something you've seen them do that you know that is very common that you want them to correct and stop doing it?
Okay, so I still think it's relating to what I just spoke about. You see a lot of drummers, they just started playing, they want to receive pay, Build your craft.
Yes.
Build your craft. It's very, very important. And don't jump from one place to another. It's not healthy for you. You have to understand that you're first a Christian before a drummer.
Yes, sir.
So if you find a good church, stay there, grow in your Christian faith. As much as people like to blame the pastors for not taking care of the musicians, you have to understand that musicians have they have the responsibility of being accountable too.
Yes.
So you have a role to play. Don't just jump from one church to another in search for greener pasture. If you find a good church, stay there, grow. If you want to join a music team, look for a music team outside the church and join. That allows you to grow musically.
Yes.
So as you keep growing, when it's time for you to leave that environment, when it's time for you to move to the next level, you will know.
Yes.
You will know. Instead of moving from one church, looking for a church that's going to pay more, looking for a church that's going to pay, I believe you can walk outside jobs. You can work 9 to 5. If you're in a church like that, because the music is not really demanding, you don't necessarily have to be in church all the time. You don't have to be in church as much as it even affects your 9 to 5. So if you're working 9 to 5, you get a job or you get a hand paid job, a job you can do with your hands, do them while you grow as a Christian, and then you can still make out little time to grow in music. Where there's usually a problem is when the church demands so much of your time and doesn't pay you so much of your time, such that you're not able to work 9 to 5, and then it doesn't pay you. That's when there's a problem. But then don't jump from one church to another. We have the responsibility to be responsible Christians as well in our various churches. So this is something I find a lot of drummers doing. And when you move from one church to another because of the money, you just keep moving, and you're not ever going to get satisfied.
That's true.
You see, the money you are running after, you just see that it is not enough to give you the kind of life you want.
It's never enough.
You get. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing this mind-blowing advice. And I just hope the drummers that are watching this video are learning. Okay, so this is the final question I'm going to be asking you. Now, what do you say, or what would you say that makes Marcus Hassan? Like, what makes you different? Whenever I tell my friends, I was in a church some weeks ago or some months ago, that was last year, and somebody was playing something, I just said, that is Marcus Hassan. I didn't need to guess. So your sound is very distinct. So what is that thing you did that made you Marcus Hassan, that makes you stand out?
Well, I'm not going to guarantee that if you do everything that you do, you're going to you're going to be a Marcus Hassan. But one thing for sure is I love details. I love details. I love details. I love to. So I love. I want, when people listen to me play, I want them to see the soul behind what I play. So I love to feel what I play from within.
Yeah.
So I believe music is highly spiritual. It's not a casual thing. So I key whatever song I play, I key into the attitude of the song, you know,
Yes.
and then I express from within how I feel about the song. So when you hear me play, it's me pouring my heart to the music. And when it comes to the feels, and this includes the feel, I don't know, somehow I just know this is the right feel for this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the right feel for this song, and that takes me to this. When doing music, you have to understand that there are different genres, and different genres have different approach. So the way I will approach playing an Afro feel will be different from the way I will approach playing a rock song, feels in rock songs, you know.
Yes.
So you have to understand that different genres, different patterns, different feels. So this is very, very important. So while you're feeling the song from within, and this is very, very important. In fact, this will just unconsciously, once you're used to that, unconsciously to just flow from within, to flow out from within. I listen to the lyrics. I love to get what the lyrics is saying, and the lyrics has so much influence in what I play most times too. The lyrics, the melody of the song. When a song has so much soul in it, you know, has so much emotions, you know, you have to pour out your emotions as well.
Yes.
So music is beyond just playing. I know how to play and just getting on the drums and play.
Wow.
There are so many times there have been times I played to songs and I cried, like I literally cried while playing, because I could feel the song, you know, I could feel the soul in the music. So if I was just playing casually, I don't think that would ever happen.
It won't.
So when I mentioned detailing is very, very important. You have to be articulate when you're playing, and that's something I even want to grow more in. You have to be detailed. When you're listening, when you watch yourself play, try to slow it down. Reduce the tempo of the video and listen. If you're detailed, you will know, because when you slow down the video, that's when you'll be able to see a lot of lags. So you'll be able to see a lot of errors and a lot of rust in what you're playing. So I do that a lot too. Wow. You know, the tempo actually amplifies. When it's fast, you don't really get to hear the mistakes, but when you bring it down, when you reduce the tempo, then the mistakes have been amplified. My goal is to be able to play. When I play in a recording, then there shouldn't be any need to quantize, you know. There shouldn't be any need to quantize. When you play and they need to quantize, you know, there are a lot of things that are not in place. But when you play and the producer just drags and drop, doesn't need to quantize.
It falls in time
the next level. That's the exact time. Everything is on point. Wow. You know. So that's one aspect, and the other aspect is what I've just spoken about. So I think these two put together is actually what makes it different. And like I usually say, grace changes everything. Yeah,
it does. Man, this has been a mind-blowing session, and I'm very grateful. Please, everybody, I would love it so much if you could go on that comment section right now and really appreciate Sir Marcus for, you know, coming up here and giving us this really mind-blowing and helpful advices. You know, if we were to pay for a master class, man, we'll pay a whole lot of money to get this information. So, Sir Marcus, we are very, very grateful. Thank you for accepting this. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. We are very, very grateful.
Thank you for having me, and God bless you all. Thank you.
God bless you too, sir. So please, I know I'm not as big as Marcus, but if this is the first time you're hearing of Marcus Hassan, go follow him. I'll leave his handles, his social media handles, and we'll see in the part where he shows us now his practice routine and everything.
So I'm just going to show you what my practice routine looks like. So basically, I usually just take a groove and while I play the groove, I play fills, and then I keep the snare on the downbeat. You know, for instance, I pick the 6/8 groove, and then I'm just gonna keep my snare on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
To help warm my kick, you know, or improve my kick, I do things like so the emphasis on my kick needs a little bit of warming, but then that's it. So these are the things I practice more often, and yeah, so you can do this, and I'm sure you're gonna see a level of growth. So it doesn't have to be so, like, for instance, the first exercise I did, you could slow down the tempo. You know, you don't have to start on that pace. You could slow it down to 105. So it's much better to play slow and get it, you know, than playing fast and then sounding laggy or something. So yeah, that's it.